everyone, and welcome to another Afternoon Tea with Helen. And again, I have my beautiful cup here, my English tea cup, and today I'm drinking ginger tea. And ginger is very good for your stomach and it's good for your digestion as well. So today, we want you to be able to listen to our guests that we have today, and we always have some very interesting guests. And we want you to be able to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and also to like and comment. So we like the comments because we like to know what's going on and what we can do and who we can have that you would like to be interviewed. So today I have a very interesting person today, and he's going to share with us some tips and tricks and all these sorts of things about his industry. So Yosef, we have lost your video, and Yosef is from Boredom Incoming, and we met. There he is. Okay, so introduce yourself.
My name is Joseph, and I'm the owner and operator of Waterman Plumbing. And we're here in South Florida serving the Hallandale, we're operating in the Hallandale area. We serve an 18-mile radius from there.
Yeah, so we're in South Florida, and everyone knows that my base is Florida, but obviously this goes out all over everywhere. So you've been in plumbing, you own your own company. So how long have you been in the plumbing industry?
So I have been in the plumbing industry for about 12 years now.
And what made you decide to become a plumber?
What made me decide to become a plumber? Well, I feel like plumbing really chose me. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself at that time. I was trying out different things, and this was an opportunity that came up through an acquaintance that I had, and so I decided to give it a shot. And as they say, the rest is history, as they say.
And plumbing is a very people think that you've got preconceived ideas about plumbing. You know, you fix a washing machine, or you plumb in, you fix a leaky pipe or something. But there's a lot more to plumbing than that, because I've seen some of the things that you post, whereby you just see your feet hanging out of the ground. You know, you're digging underground and all this sort of thing. So what sort of things does Waterman Plumbing cover? It's not just fixing a loose screw on a leaky tap. What other things do you do?
Well, Helen, we help people. We specialize in residential and commercial service. So what that means is our range of service will go from anywhere to fixing a leaky faucet to replacing your entire sewer lines, and then there's all that stuff in between.
Yeah, that's the ones where your head's down underground when you're fixing the sewers. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that are intense.
Yeah, I bet. So, do you find that there are a lot of people in the plumbing? Because we hear all the time about the industries that are not, there's not a lot of people doing them. You know, people go to college to become accountants, lawyers, all this sort of stuff. There's not many people do the trade. So do you find there's a shortage of plumbers, or is that something that the people coming through college and everything are aware of and that they go for?
So it's actually a good question. We actually have a shortage of qualified tradesmen in the field right now, and I think this is not just a case for plumbing, but all of the trades themselves, which is a shame, because plumbing is one of those few types of jobs amongst the other in the trades where you can actually get paid to learn and establish a really lucrative career.
So how do you get paid to learn?
So the way that the plumbing apprenticeship works is you need approximately 10,000 hours of training, and that's supplemented by schooling, and you have the ability to watch and help, which also allows you to earn an income when you're first getting started. So you're basically learning the job just by watching a lot, and hopefully you have a good teacher, and you guys are working together. So because you're able to help, you're also able to get an income, and as your qualities improve, and the more that you're able to do for the company, then your salary goes up.
Okay, so what age group would you say would be motivated to become an apprentice? How do people find out that they can become a plumber? Because like I said before, parents are always saying, become a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, a nurse, all that sort of thing. But like you said, plumbing is also evergreen. It's always around. You have to have some sort of plumbing everywhere. So it's not a trade that's going to go away. It's always going to be there. So what age group do they find out, and what age group would they start being an apprentice?
I think the age group can actually go back. I think there are people start at actually 16 years old, almost like an alternative to college, I would say, really, or high school, right? But you can start. Right. You can start really early. Frankly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you because there's always a big push to go to high school and go to college, but we still do have a lot of imbalance in the trades, and I know that some of the trades actually take people from the young offenders or take them from the prisons and teach them in prison, so when they come out they have a trade and they can go into the trades. So I know that some of the larger companies have programs that do that. So I know trades are not as what are they? Not as sexy as accountant, lawyer, and all that sort of thing. But apart from plumbing, what do you do? You've been in plumbing a few years. So what did you do before plumbing?
So before plumbing, I had a few jobs. I was trying out quite a few different things. The first thing that I did was, and I did this for around 4 years, I was actually working in a wine shop. We were a kosher, high-end wine boutique. So I was working there for 4 years, and I was working in the retail, and we did a lot of wholesale throughout Canada. And I was working there for about 4 years as a warehouse manager. And then after that, I actually moved to New York for a couple of years, and I was working in Manhattan, in the middle of the city there, just off of Lexington and 52nd. Now that I think about it, I was working there in the deli.
I know where that is.
And
nice.
And then I lived in New York for a couple of years, and then when I came back, I basically realized, I really want to or need to start working on something with regards to my future. And so that's when I had the opportunity I figured I'm going to be working my butt off my whole life regardless. So let me find something that I can work hard in, and still have a future in it, if I keep doing it, as opposed to some menial task. And so that's when
exactly.
Yeah. And so that's when I had a few opportunities
Exactly.
that came up for me. And the first thing that I did was actually electrical. And electrical was interesting. I think for me, it didn't work out just because of the climate mostly. At the time, I was living in Canada, so working outside and that weather. And then there's some other people just from certain things about that particular about that particular company and what it was doing with electrical. So, but anyway, so I moved on from that. It didn't work out. I did that for about half a year. And after that's actually when I had that little stint in New York and I was working in the deli. And then I came back and I think I worked just in a warehouse for a bit, just in between type jobs. And then the next thing that I did was I was working in a granite shop where we would actually carve and cut stone for countertops and other things. I did that for a bit. Polishing the granite and cutting it, installing it. And then at the same time, I had the opportunity to try out for this plumbing position. And so my boss, who was my master, he was somebody that I knew from early in my childhood. We had worked together in a camp. So we were well acquainted. And somebody had told me that he actually was just finishing acquiring his degree as a plumber. And so I gave him a call and I said, hey, you mind if I tag along for a couple of days? I just want to see what this is all about and whether I'm going to like it. And so I did. And I tagged along with him and we worked together. And we worked very well together. And so then I decided to just keep doing it.
And the rest is history. So what else do you do apart from plumbing? How do you wind down? How do you relax? What else do you do with yourself apart from when you're not working? What do you do to relax?
I think for me, yoga is a big thing. I like to do that in the mornings. I'm a huge advocate of meditation, just taking the time out of your day to take some deep breaths, even once a day for a minute can really have a huge effect, really keeping the stress levels down, I find.
Breathe.
I think not watching TV has also been something that's been very huge for me. And I like to spend time, I noticed, just sitting in silence. I feel like that is a really, really huge, it's really hard to do, but it's a really huge.
Yes, I agree with that. The taking that, especially with the breathing, I'm constantly telling people and my clients and everything to breathe, because we go around our day and we rush around and we do things and we focus and we concentrate and we're thinking and we're planning and we're breathing from up here and we're not actually taking deep breaths. And like you said, a minute of deep breathing goes a long way for stress relief. So if you had one thing that you would like to impart that is something to do with your values, your mission, how you look at life, what would you say to someone?
Is this, are you asking with regards to life in general or?
Life in general. Yeah, life in general.
I would probably say the most important thing is to enjoy the journey.
Excellent. I like that one. So how do you then know that you're enjoying the journey? How do you know there's enjoyment in what you're doing?
Well, for me, that's a really big challenge to do. I think for a lot of people, really, not most, but some of the ways that I kind of work to get through it is just, it really comes down to moments in life where things happen, and I believe that we have the choice whether to let them affect us or not. And I think that the tools that are available, such as meditation and things like that, are really what help to provide the necessary tools to get through those points.
And it is being in the moment and what is happening right now, because what's happening in the future we've got no control over, and what's happened in the past we've got no control over. We've only just got control of this minute, this second. And you know, a few of the masters, you know, Eckhart Tolle, all of these people, you know, say live in the moment, be present, all those sorts of things, which is a challenge to do, but with practice you can do that. So for today, learning about plumbing, learning about the fact that trade is something that we need to get more people doing the trades. I want to thank you for sharing that with us and taking the time out of your busy day, because I know how busy you are with everyone's plumbing needs and all that sort of thing. So Joseph's email, details, website, all that sort of thing are going to be in the comments below. So if you want to find out any more information or check him out or do whatever, keeping in mind we are in Florida here, but even so, it's still nice to look to see what people are doing. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, make sure you like it and share it and comment. And we will be having some more afternoon tea with some other wonderful guests next time. So tune in again, and thank you all for being here this time and giving us the time of day.